Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Earth and Medicine. My name is Darlene and I'm out here with my horse Candy today. So what I'm going to be doing today is just working on the round penning techniques again. She's been getting a lot better the last few days, and so we're going to see how she is today. And then I'm also going to move on to the desensitizing to the lead rope as well as to the stick and string. I didn't get to that last time, so today will be the first day I really do that. So we're going to head into the round pen and we'll see how we do.
So I already did the round penning with her where she was just running free in the round pen and I was having her change direction both ways at a trot and a canter, and then I got her to come into me and then to follow me around. So here I'm just walking with her and I'm getting her to disengage her hindquarters. So I'm having her just kind of turn either to the center of the circle or outside and getting her to cross over with her back legs. So after that, I actually start with the desensitizing to the lead rope. And so I start off just by gently throwing the rope over her back and then moving on to her hind legs and then to her neck and then later to her front legs. So she actually did really well with this. She's not super sensitive on her back and her hind legs, and I made sure to give her a good rub and tell her good girl and take the pressure away when she stood still. So she had a little bit more trouble with her front legs. She was actually taught the 3-step in the past, and I think she was kind of getting it confused with what I was asking her to do right now. So you can see she kind of does a little bit of the 3-step right there. But eventually she just kind of stood still and I just gave her a good pet and told her good girl. Then I moved on to desensitizing to the handy stick, and so I start by walking away from her and swinging the stick with the rope on it. When you walk away from them with something that's scary, it makes them feel a little bit less threatened because you're not directly coming towards them. They feel a little bit less pressure. So she actually did really well with this, and then I moved on to desensitizing on either side with the stick and the string. And she was not super sensitive with the stick, and I was able to hit it pretty hard on the ground without her really flinching at all, and made sure to give her a good rub and take the pressure away when she stood still. And then I moved on to desensitizing her back and her hind legs and her neck and her front legs with the stick and string. So I made sure to get her front legs and just all of the sensitive areas, and she was actually pretty good at this. At certain points she did want to just kind of walk around in a circle, but I just kind of kept doing it until she stood still for about 10 seconds, and then I took the pressure away and just rubbed her with the stick and just kind of gave her a good pet on her nose. I moved into the arena actually on a different day, and I started with desensitizing. So here you can see me doing the desensitization with the stick and string, just kind of going over her back and her neck, her hind legs, and then her front legs, and then just rubbing her when she stood still. So then I went on to disengaging the hindquarters with the stick, and I did this by using active body language, kind of leaning towards her, asking her to step over by waving the stick just gently in the air, and if she didn't move with that, I increased the pressure by waving the stick even more, and if she didn't move, then I would tap her with the stick, but she did move with just waving it in the air. So something that she kind of struggles with is she gets a little nervous, and so once I rub her to a stop, she kind of wants to keep walking around and around, sometimes for a few minutes. And even though I have taken the pressure away and I'm just kind of rewarding her and rubbing her and I have passive body language, she would still just walk around and around. So eventually she kind of just learned that, you know, rubbing her with the stick was the reward, and I wasn't asking her to do anything once I started rubbing her, but it definitely took a while. So then I moved on to disengaging the forequarters, and I did this by holding the handy stick up towards the horse's face in a horizontal position, and I gently tapped the stick just in the air, trying to get the horse to move away from me. And if she didn't respond, then I just slowly increased the pressure in the air and then tapped her on the face if I needed to. And I had to sometimes with her, but she was actually pretty responsive with this. Disengaging the forequarters is really good for horses that are very pushy and tend to be in your space and kind of make you feel a little bit crowded or even threatened. And by getting them to disengage their forequarters, it helps them loosen up in their body, and it helps them to move their front end over and their neck over, and kind of helps relieve a lot of stiffness that these horses can have. And so I do this a lot with horses that are really kind of pushy and are in my space, and it's really good for the horses that are always kind of pushing you with their head or kind of pushing you with their shoulder. So this is definitely a really good exercise for those horses. So she had a little bit more difficulty with this side. She kind of wanted to walk forward, and it was also me. I was a little bit out of position, and I was kind of experimenting with this. At this point, when I was doing it with Candy, I hadn't really done it a whole lot at all, and so this was me learning as well as her learning. But she did a really good job with that. I was kind of learning whether to be more in front of her shoulder versus beside her shoulder, and I was just finding the right angle for her. So we just kind of kept working on it. I was learning how to just ask for one step versus multiple steps so that she didn't get confused and frustrated, and then we kind of built up to multiple steps later on. So I ended by desensitizing with the stick and string again, and I just made sure to go over her back and her neck, her hind legs, and her front legs, and she's just been doing really well with this. So I ended there and just kind of made sure to walk her over this little green carpet that we have. This is just another tool I use for desensitizing, and she did really well. So thank you so much for you guys for watching. If you like this channel, be sure to like and subscribe, and join me next time.